Ha 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 ha. Wonderful, Barbara. I'll have to tell my wife about that recipe. And with that, we will now hand the show over to Thomas, who's been taking a controversial stance on Cali-Haters.
Thanks, Barb and Steve. Hello there, folks. Now, what I'm about to say may come as a shocker, but I moved here from California in 2009. I know what you may be thinking. Another liberal snowflake, raising our housing prices, turning bars into bagel shops. But before you say this, I would like you to hear me out and see what I have to say. The judgments you're making about Californians are misplaced. The biggest misconception is that Californians moving here are the ones that I had mentioned. Biden-loving, smoothie-drinking, trust fund-hailing kids. But information from the Sacramento Bee says quite the opposite. Californians that are seeking refuge here are not the ones you think they are. They, quote, want out of the rat race, or want a slower life. These are the same people that in the 1950s were escaping diversity that California was seeing at the time. These are not the Democrats you fear, but are Republicans who are seeking familiarity in your community. We in Idaho esteem ourselves with being polite and accepting, but that is simply not the image that we are painting. Some have vandalized, berated, and downright harassed those that are moving here. We cannot condone or normalize these behaviors. They are expensive and tarnish the place that we have vowed to protect. Spray painting your opinions on public property is not sending a message and is a weak attempt at such. You are simply hurting the hardworking Idahoans who have to clean up the messes that you leave behind. With that said, I am not one to say what you can and cannot think, but I can encourage you to spread those beliefs after informing yourself, and not to do so in a form of aggression or throughout illegal means. The reason Idaho is so beautiful is the people. We rank above any other northwestern state on the friendly scale, according to Big 7 Travel, and we should strive to keep it that way. It breaks my heart that we're considered hostile or mean to our fellow Americans, and being from a community that tends to call themselves patriots, I find that hypocritical. While I could go more in depth on how destructive this is, I don't see that as being effective. Instead, I leave you with a thought. How would you feel if this were you? Please look at this from the outsider's perspective, and let's strive to be more accepting. Thank you, and good night. Back to you, Barb and Steve.